Oh, look, kisses. You're so sweet. Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming live from Mesa, Arizona. And here is my little buddy, Zeffy. Say hi. No? Okay. Well, I hope you're having a super fantastic sparkling start to your Tune Up Tuesday. Yes, today is all about making those fine tweaks or major tweaks depending on what sort of a tune up you need. And today I'm definitely going to be making some minor tweaks to my processes for my research on genealogy and stuff after the snafu I had yesterday, discovering that I actually had the wrong person's obituary against the thing, which kind of changed a couple of other little things as well. So now I'm making sure that my processes are fine tuned to prevent something like that from happening again. And also today is the start of my 48-hour birthday. And you're probably going, 48-hour birthday? How do you get that? Very simple. I was born in New Zealand. They are currently 21 hours ahead of where I am right now, and I'm on mountain time. So I've got to subtract 4 and make it tomorrow. So it's currently 6:30 in the morning in New Zealand on my birthday, and because all of my personal family is back in New Zealand. Yes, I have my American family, I have my New Zealand family. So all my cousins, aunts, and uncles, my parents, my brothers, nieces and nephews are all in New Zealand, and then I have Brad's side of the family, which is my US family. And I do have family here from my dad's side of the family that lives in Boise, Idaho. But because I was born and raised in New Zealand, I get to celebrate an extra long birthday because you'll probably see a whole bunch of birthday messages going on my Facebook page today. My birthday for the States is actually tomorrow. But so the celebrations have begun, and I have a nice little stack over there of gifts and cards that have arrived. So thank you to everybody who has sent those. I know I have more to come. I've got to get my mail shipped out to me from California. And I know there's more in there because people have been asking me like crazy for my, excuse me, I'm caught in the throat. Been asking for my address like crazy. So, yeah. So that's how I get to have a 48-hour birthday celebration. But then most people claim the month. I claim the month as well. So, but for my actual day, it's 48 hours long. And I have 2 birthday buddies, but you will hear about them tomorrow. And in fact, I probably already told that story a couple of times. But you'll hear about them tomorrow because we'll be wishing them happy birthday as well. So, Tune Up Tuesday is taking a look at your processes. Have you had any breakdowns this week? With those breakdowns, what have you done to get through those breakdowns to repair, to not patch up, but to repair so it doesn't happen again? And that's where the tuning up comes in. When we get a breakdown, what is the breakdown? Why did it happen? Was it something in our processes? Was it something we did? Was it something we said? What can we do to put steps in place or make those little tweaks that that situation won't happen again? And this is why they say production before perfection. The reason I want production before perfection is because nothing will ever be perfect. It doesn't matter what you say, what you do, nothing will ever be perfect. You cannot start a business with the perfect business plan, with the perfect processes, because once you actually get them up and running, that's when the holes start appearing. So if you're waiting for everything to be perfect, for the perfect business plan, the perfect marketing plan, all the steps in place, everything's ready to go, and we hit the button, and then everything starts falling apart because we haven't had a chance to put those processes into real life action. So this is why we're always making tweaks and changes and doing tune-ups, because even when I started my genealogy business, we did what was called a dirty launch. We didn't have a name. We didn't have a website. All we did is that we did a dirty launch by creating a Google form and inviting people to sign up for the packages through that. And that's how we launched Your Family Tree Detective or Genealogy Detectives, depending which way you want to look at it. So that's how we launched that business, was by doing what we call a dirty launch. Nothing was in place. We had no logo. We had no website. We had no company name. We didn't even have the domain name. But I was challenged on a Saturday to have, by that Friday, to have a dirty launch done, which was having a Google form filled out, ready to go to start accepting orders and everything else. And I went live on, and I actually went live on the Wednesday, not the Friday, so I was ahead of schedule. But by that Wednesday, I also had a domain name in place. I had the website was in the process of being built. I didn't have a logo. I still really don't have a logo. But if you wait for everything to line up and everything to be perfect and you will never get anything done. Production before perfection. That's what I've been taught for years. Is just get out there, get it done, get dirty. Yes, things are going to fail. Yes, you're going to find big gaping holes. Yes, you're going to have find little holes and all of that. But until you put the processes in practice and actually see how they work in the real world, you're not going to know where those downfalls are going to come from or where those breakdowns are going to happen, so that you can go in, fine tune everything, and then have a smoother process. So if you're umming and ahhing, oh, but I want to start a new business, start it. Go out today, go into Google Forms and make a form for people to place an order with you. Something as simple as that. If it's a service-based business, if it's a product-based business, heck, go onto your Facebook page, put a photograph of your product, and say, hey, if you want more information, contact me. Simple as that. Send me a private message, or go to this link and put your Google Doc form in there and go to it. I mean, it's just that simple. Yes, there are some businesses where they might have to have rules and regulations in place. I get that. I understand that. But if you're waiting and trying to think of, oh, what will my business name be? Screw that. Just get out there and do it. Just go start. Write down a process. Oh, the order comes in. This is what I have to do when the order comes in. An order comes in. I need to process that order. How am I going to process that order? I need to enter them into the system. They're already. If you're doing a Google form, you probably got to transfer them over to your customer relationship manager, which is a CRM. Probably have to post it over, transfer the information into there, get it into there, and get the product out. So why not do it? Yes, it's going to take, and you'll have that process down step by step. Open up the application, go to this tab, enter in the information provided, hit submit or hit enter or hit whatever to accept the information, and then go over here to get that product, put it in the shopping cart, put this here, put that stuff in there, boom, and then go. So until you actually put the stuff into real time and actually put it to work, how do you know it's going to work or not? It may look fantastic, all written out, laid out, and you got your flow processes and all of that sort of stuff. You got it all done, and it may look perfect to you, and you might think, oh, we've got to tweak it here, got to tweak it there. Put it into practice until you get real life experience with that process. How do you know it is going to work 100% effectively? And hear me right now, it ain't going to work 100% effective, because it could be there is a step that you may have missed in writing out that process. You will find that once the process goes live. So production before perfection. It's like people told me I had to be on Facebook. I had to, this is a great example. So I got challenged to do a radio show about 8-9 years ago. I think it was 8 or 9 years ago. I got challenged to do a radio show. Went into Blog Talk Radio, got the channel set up and all of that sort of stuff, went and did my very first one. There was a lot. I went back and listened to that the other day. Oh my God, I was sort of, I can't believe I left that up live. But I did. And then the first one was sort of like, oh my gosh, am I live? Oh yeah, I'm live. Now I've got to talk. And I actually had it written out my script, and I read it, but I tried to ad-lib it as well, and it didn't work. It was horrible, but it's still up there because I couldn't get to having, I think I've got over 200 podcasts now out there. I couldn't get to number 200 without having done the first 199. My Facebook Lives, I did them sporadically until Casey challenged me to do one Facebook Live a day for a year. We're now on day 495. Can you believe in 5 days' time we're going to have 500 days of Facebook Lives done? And there's over 1,000 Facebook Lives that have been done during that time. That's incredible, because I now do two a day. Plus, there's times when I'm out on the road, I will go and do extra Facebook Lives, or thoughts will come to me and I'll hop on and do a live. But I couldn't get to day 495 without having done day one. I may never have done a Facebook Live before. When Casey, if I had never done I couldn't have got to that position. My very first Facebook Live, when I did my first one on my 1 year challenge, it sucked. So did all the ones that came before it. Some of them looked really professional and sounded really good. And then there were others that I was was flubbering and everything else. There's days, I'm at day 495 in a row of Facebook Lives, and I still make mistakes. I still and R. I still make errors and all of that sort of stuff in my thing. I get off and go, oh, damn, I was supposed to say this. And yes, it is written in my notes in front of me. And my notes in front of me are literally bullet points. But I get off on tangents and everything else. Are they going to be perfect? Absolutely not. Are they going to be mix-ups and fluffs and everything else? Absolutely, because that's what life's all about. It's finding those little breakdowns and things and making those little tweaks. So yes, that one won't happen again, but the next one's going to come along. You will never get 100% perfect in your business. You will never get 100% perfect at doing Facebook Lives. You will never get 100% perfect at doing podcasts unless you start. In fact, there was a thing I was on the other day, and they said, I don't remember how this goes. Oh yeah, your first Facebook Live is better than the perfect one that's inside your head. Is it something like that? Yeah, the Facebook Live you actually do is way better than the perfect one that is inside your head. Something like that. I think that's what it was. See, I still fluff up. But anyway, so make those little tweaks and changes. Go have a super fantastic sparkling tune-up Tuesday, and let the celebrations for my birthday and my 48-hour birthday begin. Hei konera!